Okay.
And we are live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our live goalkeeping discussion. And we are very, very, very pleased to have two fantastic guests joining us. This is our Legends series, and tonight we've got two great guests. Quico Cortes, lovely to have you. And Ramon.
Good evening, everyone.
And Ramon Jufresa. Ramon, very welcome, both of you.
Good evening.
And Alan is back. Alan Dick.
I'm back. My computer's gone all. My computer's failed me, so I'm on the phone. So we'll see how this goes.
Fantastic. This is our Spanish special. So we're very pleased to have two Olympic silver medalists with us this evening. Quico, remind us, how many caps is it? 300 and...
Yeah, I think now it's 302.
302.
I think so.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Ramon, great to have you tonight. Also, both TK goalkeepers, which is also fantastic. We are a partner with TK, so we do a lot of work with them, with Andy Parker in the UK. Alan wore TK as an international goalkeeper for Scotland. And I also love TK, so that's a big TK happy family. Now, this evening, we're going to have lots of guests live, and we will have people. We have got people watching us already. Alan, anything I've missed?
No, I think we've been pretty excited. We talked just before we came on about that sort of getting a bit excited about working with or speaking with these two because we watched Ramon growing when we were growing up. We were watching him play, and then I've had the pleasure of playing against Quico a couple of times throughout my career. So it's quite nice to kind of do this from the other side, not playing against each other anymore, but actually getting to speak to them about all things goalkeeping.
Fantastic. So, guys, first of all, I should say that Ramon, you are the club goalkeeper coach at Igara, is that right?
Yes, it's all right.
Yeah. So you get to work with Quico?
He's my coach, yes. Absolutely true.
Yeah, well,
okay. Alan, do you want to introduce yourself?
I think I'm learning more. I'm learning more from him than what I am teaching to him right now. But yes,
wow.
I'm the coach.
Fantastic.
I still deserve you a lot of years of learning, Ramon, so don't worry for that.
Great.
Yeah. It's a love fest. I like this. It's nice.
Yeah. So, Alan Dick, how many caps for Scotland have you got? 50?
50. I just the 51. So I didn't quite get to the dizzy heights of 302, but just the 51. But still a fair amount. It took me a long time to get those. It took me a long time to get those 51, though.
That's better than my 0 international senior caps. Quico, we have been training with Wales this week on how to beat Spain. So that was a interesting training session. We look forward to seeing you in the summer at the Euros.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting. We have lots of people watching us from all around the world. So if you are joining us tonight, thank you very much for coming online. Hero Goalie Co is a coaching brand based in the UK, just outside London. We are looking at doing one-to-ones, goalie camps, and also club CPD for coaches all around the country in England, Scotland, and Wales. We've got some great big plans coming up. So keep your eyes out. Lots of dates to be announced very soon. It's testing Alan and I's powers of organisation, but it's a really, really exciting project, and we're looking forward to coming around and seeing you. Guys, so let's kick things off. Hello to Gareth, who's listening. He's one of the England Masters coaches. Hi, Gareth. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. Guys, Quico and Ramon, first of all, why goalkeeping? What made you become a goalkeeper when you were a kid? Quico, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I let Ramon start.
Okay.
So he's the old man here.
Ramon.
First, the older people. When I started playing as a goalkeeper, it was a chance. I played in a kids team, and one day we didn't have a goalie, and the coach said, "Who wants to be a goalie?" And then some of the boys who were there raised our hands, me and I think 5 or 6 more. And the coach thought, well, maybe this one, because he's not a very good player, and then perhaps we can have a good goal in the future. And then he sent me to get the protections, and that's how it started at the age of 8 years old, I think. Yes, 8 years old. And
Fantastic.
then I started playing as a goalkeeper, because as a field player I was really horrible. No, not very skillful.
Okay.
And
So you weren't really that, yeah. So you weren't too good on pitch, but you found your skill in goal.
Yeah. And then I started first in the beginning with not special illusion for being a goalkeeper, but well, the years went on, and at the age of 14, 15, that's when I started playing more or less a bit better and with a bit more of success. And then and at that age was when I thought, well, let's try to get top teams and trying to get to national team and to practice a bit more seriously. And that's how it started, really, at that age. At 14, 15 was when it started really seriously.
Were you a big kid, Ramon?
Sorry?
Were you tall? Were you very big and tall for your age?
Yes.
You are.
Yeah,
and Quico, Quico, as a kid, what was your inspiration?
Well, I'll talk later about my inspiration, because obviously I was really near in my club. But the key point why I was a goalie is that, well, here in Spain and in Terrassa, hockey is a really familiar sport, no? So my parents say, okay, let's enroll Quico to hockey, and because there's a lot of kids there, and it's good for him, no? But here, when we are young, and the 5, 6 years old, there is no league, so there is no matches, and all the kids together were in one pitch, and with one stick each one, and there they play hockey there. So what happened, that in the way of my of the pitch of the little boys, I go through the other pitches where the guys, the old guys, are playing matches, and I saw a goalie. So I arrived with my 6 years old to the pitch and say, "Hey, I want that." And they say, "No, because now you have 2 years that practice with the stick." Okay. You see this boy and this girl that are playing there in the floor with not playing hockey, but just on a corner of the pitch. I'm gonna sit down there, and when you bring me a pad and a protections, I will play hockey, not before. So then the trainer say, okay, there's no way here. So 1 week on the floor, 2 weeks on the floor. So finally, the third week, they came there with the protections, and they say, okay, now I play hockey, and that's my history. So yeah, it goes to my head like I want that, and finally, the point is that since I was 6 years old, I really enjoy it. So yeah, I was on the true way that time.
Did you play football first? Because I know Jimmy Lewis last week said he was a football goalkeeper first, and then decided to go into hockey afterwards, or was it always hockey right from the beginning?
No. What I did when I was young is in the summertime, before to start with the national teams, and that years that I was free on summer, I'll play with a futsal. I don't know if the name in English is futsal, a 5 against 5, and I play with my friends as a goalie, and obviously the ball is bigger than hockey and it's slower, so that was really easy for me.
Yeah. No, I played a bit of football as well, and I always found it quite easy. You know, I'm not very tall, so other than corners and trying to catch corners, shot stopping was great. We've got some more guests coming on. Darren Merchant, who plays for Wales. Darren, good friend of mine and a great goalkeeper, and Jerry up in Scotland. We've got followers from all over here. Fantastic. Ramon, what's Quico like to coach? Is he good to coach for you?
Well,
does he listen to you?
For me, it's the best teacher I could ever have. So, as I said before, I'm learning more from him than what I am teaching to him right now. Because when I started coaching goalies in our club, the technical director told me, well, you could be a good goalie coach and you could try. And well, I said, well, yes. But the first time, I remember the first day I went to make a training session for goalies, and I think that was with Quico. And I entered the pitch and I said, well, now what can we do here? I took the balls and I started hitting some balls, because in my time in the 90s, we didn't have a goalie coach, really. So when I went with the national team, we had my goalie coach, to say something, was the doctor. The doctor was a man who had already played in the 80s and in the 80s in the national team. And he was my goalie coach. But the trainings we made were he took some balls on the top of the circle and hitting balls one after the other, and that was the training session. So I really didn't have much idea of what was coaching goalies. And since the day I started, I think I've been learning a lot, and I have learned a lot from Quico, because he had much more experience in training with specific goalie coaches.
So last week we had Jimmy Lewis. We also had John Hurst as a guest.
Yes, John Hurst. I know him.
Yeah, John Hurst. He named both of you, Quico and Ramon. He named you as two of the greatest ever, in his opinion. So that's great praise. And he also thought Ramon in the '98 World Cup in Holland, that was one of your best tournaments. Would you agree?
Yes, maybe one of the best. Yes, it was a good tournament for me and for all the team, with a very terrible end. But yes, it was a good experience and a good tournament.
I know Alan really. Alan,
we were playing the final. We were leading in the score with I think 20 or 15 minutes to go, and finally we lost the game. We lost the match, and we lost the World Cup. And what was very, very tough.
Yeah. I was actually out there in '98. I was actually in Holland watching that year.
You was there. Yeah.
I was there. Yeah. Tough. And that was a great Spanish team with Juan Escarre and Paul Amat. Very good. Alan, were you going to say something?
Because that was.
We had a good team, and at that time we had already been playing for 4 or 5 years before, and we had a very good group of people with a great atmosphere, and that was reflected in the pitch then.
Because I think that was, sorry to sort of put this because that was the second final, wasn't it? Because you played the Dutch in the Olympic final 2 years before.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think everyone sort of saw that was probably going to be the next sort of 3 or 4 tournaments. It was probably going to be the Dutch and the Spanish. But obviously, you know, to lose it with 15 minutes to go, it must have been a bit of a very sad experience.
But both those final games, the one in Atlanta and the one in Utrecht, were very different. In Atlanta, when we arrived in Atlanta, that was in 1996. In 1995, we played in the Euros and we got the 7th or 8th place. We lost against Scotland, against Ireland, against all the teams, against a lot of teams that we were supposed to beat them, and we didn't do it. And we were the 8th in the Euros in the previous year. And when we got to Atlanta, if before the start they would have told us that we reached the final, I think most of us we wouldn't have believed. So in the final, we were very happy to be in the final. That was a great achievement, and we were very happy, even though we finally lost the final. But in Holland was very different.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And Quico, so you also have a silver medal. Do you look back at that with real pride, or do you look back at that with a bit of frustration?
Well, when they ask what was your hard remember your better day on hockey, is the day, is that silver medal, okay? And the worst one, is the day, is the silver medal. So I look back with pride, and also with a little bit of pity, to have the silver medal. But well, I think it's just to be in Olympics is something that makes me so really happy, really proud of. I don't know if the right word is proud, but this when I was young, when I realized, here there is people that are doing the same of me, for example Ramon, and they're playing Olympics, so this is the maximum you can reach in hockey. I want that, and it's not casual. I know that you have to be a little bit lucky to go there, but when I decide I want to be that means that I'm gonna try every single day to be there. So at the age of 15, I play with a junior team of Egara. The days that I don't have training with the junior team, I training with the second or third team of senior. And when they call me in the first team, I go there. And Saturdays afternoon with my friends, that I was really lucky with that. I assume you know that, but David Allegra, Pau Quemada, Eduardo Arbos, these all guys have my age, and we play together all the life. So every Saturday and Sunday afternoon, we go to Egara, and we also keep on practice. Mm-hmm. So this is what finally gives you the lucky to stay in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And for me that was a dream become true, no?
Mm-hmm. So Alan, you've played in Spain, haven't you? You've played for Scotland in Spain, is that right? Or is it club hockey?
So I think we played Spain probably 3 or 4 times, maybe a bit more than that, over a sort of 2 or 3 year period. Sort of either in Barcelona or in Egara once as well, and in and around sort of Terrassa. It's a bit of a different experience. You do get that feeling that it's a very sort of family orientated. Everything is all about sort of the family. And I remember we were just talking actually. My 50th cap, my 50th game for Scotland was against Spain, and it was not a great experience for me because I think everyone sort of joined in on the Spanish side, and they scored 5 goals against me. So it was not the best memory, to be honest. But at the same time, for me, it was just a sort of different experience playing against the Spanish. Completely different style of play to other nations. Sort of very quick, but then really good individual skills as well. And so for us as a team, we had to be able to cope with that. It was quite difficult.
I remember playing for Canterbury. We played in the Polo Club tournament
in
Barcelona. I think it's around Christmas time or New Year.
Christmas time, yeah, in New Year.
Yeah, really. I was only a very young 18, 19-year-old guy then, and they had a really strong team with like Russell Garcia and lots of good players. I couldn't believe how many pitches they had. And how many pitches are there? There was just water-based pitches everywhere. There must be 4 or 5 pitches.
Polo maybe is the biggest club here in Spain. Yeah,
but you said biggest, not
like that.
Biggest, not biggest, not best. I
say biggest.
No, exactly.
I say biggest,
but not best.
It's enormous.
No, but for us it's the same. I played from 1 year in Den Bosch in Holland, and just arrived there. I can see they have like 7, 8 pitches, one next to the other. So it's in Amsterdam. It's crazy. And so imagine how many players you can build up there. Eh?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, in England, most teams have 1 pitch. If you're really lucky, you have 2 pitches, and a very, very small number have 3 pitches. But that's probably, I don't think anyone in England's got more than 3. But no, that's mad. So Den Bosch.
I was about to say, I was going to ask about that year in Den Bosch. How did you find that year at Den Bosch? Was that different to playing in Spain, or was it similar?
Yeah, no, not similar. I'm going to say unlucky for me, not similar. Luckily for hockey, not similar. Because in Spain, from some years ago, the way to win titles is I don't know, the hockey here, it's turned on really tactic, really defensive. So playing in the Spanish league as a goalie, let's gonna say it in not louding, it becomes easier with years because when the other team came into my field in my 22, 23 line, it's easy to know where the ball is going to finish or when and where I have to act. The Holland league is it's crazy turnovers. So that time was like a crazy turnovers, and there are better track freakers. So more speed on the ball, and you don't know who is going to shot. And that was the difficult part. The good part there is that every day was hockey. The level of some players was very high. So it was a really good experience.
And I think Ronald Jansen was Den Bosch. Is that right? Yeah. What year were you there, Quico?
What year I was there? You mean? I was. I think it was after London, so it was 2012 to 2013. So that was so many years after Jansen. I think Jansen played against Ramon, by the way. Not.
And Ramon, did you ever play in a different country, or was it always in Spain?
No, always in Spain. That's one thing that I would have enjoyed a lot to do, but I didn't have the chance.
Yeah.
But it's one thing that I really envy to Quico.
Yeah. And they like a beer.
Had the chance to play there, and that's one thing I would have appreciated a lot, but I didn't have the chance.
Would you have had a preferable country, or would you have just any country?
Any country, but perhaps my favorite league to try to play abroad would be Holland, because obviously is the most is the top league in Europe.
Yeah,
and that's something that everyone agrees.
I was going to sorry, Keir, I was just going to follow up with Quico actually. So obviously it was only the one season, and you said it was a tough experience, but
not a tough. It was a good experience, eh? But
yeah.
I mean, the level is higher, so you have to be.
Yeah, is it one that you enjoyed, or?
No, I really enjoyed, and I enjoyed to be there. But when you're there, you realize that you have to be on your 100% every single match, and also what was expected from me is to see in every single match the Quico Cortes that you see in the Olympics, and it's not the Quico Cortes that you see in a regular league when I'm work Monday till Friday of training in the evenings. I go. With my daily life, and on Sunday. So perhaps some Sundays I'm on my 100%, but some Sundays I'm on my 80%. And this is something that you cannot do in the Holland.
Quico.
Yeah, sounds very intense.
Did you play in the playoffs? Did you play in the playoffs in Holland?
No, not in Holland. Not in Holland. We finally, I think, we finished in the 6-7 place, and also have to say that in the second part of the season, the team and also myself becomes a little bit better of the first part. Also because I'll try to play more like a catenaccio, and then I had my chances to stop more balls. So
yeah, that's very honest. Okay, so let's talk about style and Spanish style. Something, by the way, something you need to know. Alan and I are real goalie geeks. We are really, really interested in goalkeeping, and we watch loads of videos. We're always talking goalkeeping. It's a bit sad, really. We in Spain, what is the style and what is the way that you coach? Just whilst you're thinking about that, let me explain a bit more. I know in Holland, there's lots of like equipment and lots of bouncers and rebound boards and kind of like reaction training. And in England, we are very kind of technical minded and very hands up, head forward, very technical. I know that Jimmy was saying in Germany, like his style is very, very much kind of like reaction and doesn't do too much technical work at that level because it's all about just fast intensity. So in Spain, I'll ask Ramon first, as Ramon is a coach now. Ramon, when you're coaching, what does Spanish goalkeeper coaching look like?
Well, I think first of all, I think that one of the main characteristics, I think, and I don't know if Quico will think the same as me, but the Spanish goalies like to use light equipment. Don't like to be very charged, very bulky equipment. So
I agree.
And most of the Spanish goalies, I think the majority don't use protections in the arms. And that's and that makes that we can move our arms and use our hands easily than others than use arm protections. And I think that the Spanish goalies, well, in my case, I have always looked up Dutch Holland goalies, the goalies from the Netherlands. I think, well, in my opinion, I have always looked at them because I think that, I have always enjoyed their style and the way they play.
Alan would agree.
And the Spanish goalies, I think that in general are very instinctive. They have quick movements, and are very instinctive. I don't know if Quico agrees with me. Perhaps.
Yeah, I'm absolutely agree. What I think is we like Spanish goalies. We I don't know the word is we take the Dutch style, and and that there is a reason for that. So as Ramon said, in the 80s and in the 90s, he fixes on the Dutch style, and he liked it, and he had success with that. And from my part, my reference was Ramon. So I'll try always to play like Ramon did in the past years. That's one reason. The other reason is on my first years on the national team, my trainer was Martin Diver. So everything that he teach me was really useful for me. So is when I teach another goalies, and also for myself is what I try to use. And now I see the young goalies in Spain, and they go for the same style, And I think that's the way to define the Spanish style. And I don't know, I think that's the good style, that's the good way to perform in goalkeeping. But also, and that's more important, I choose to practice this way because it's the way that I like. I like to be under the post. I like to see the ball that comes. Doesn't matter any fast it comes, and then go to the ball, no? But I think that works. But also we have to be honest with the other styles. Like you talk about German style, that is not so technical. It's a lot of movement, a lot of to be quicker, and a lot of to close angles. And we had to say that in German they had a great goalies, and from years goalies that give them World Cups, and they give them Olympics, with a massive teams. We don't wanna forget about the players, but we always talk about the defense of the Germans, and the goal is also there. So I don't like that style. I don't like it, but they get the results with that. So may it be good, and also, talking about the styles, what is really surprising me is the Australian styles, because they play like a mix, and they play a little bit like us, but with the arms and the legs much more open, it like us, and like Ramon did or myself did, but they reach ball from that position. That for me is impossible when I open a little bit my legs or my arms to reach balls from there. So, we can discuss about that, I think, from ours.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I was just going to say, it's obviously different countries have different styles that work for them, and I think remembering playing against Quico and actually watching you guys practice sort of before we would go onto the pitch, and just that sort of you're right, sort of playing deeper towards the goal, but then being very, very explosive towards the ball. So anything that went to the side, or anything that's slightly outside of your body, you're just very, very explosive towards it. And I think, you start sort of, it's almost like your style of play is almost now the style that everyone associates with Spain now. I think it's because you've been there for so long that everyone just assumes that the Spanish style of play is the Quico Cortes way of playing. But it's interesting hearing
maybe too long.
Maybe.
You're right, Alan.
Maybe it's been too long.
You're doing very well for all the 37-year-olds like me who look and go, I wish I was still playing, but I'm not. So, but I think it's interesting listening that you're saying that you've taken quite a lot from what Ramon did, and then it's kind of filtered into you, and that's almost, I suppose, going to filter down into the next generation, whenever that next generation of Spanish goalkeepers come. It's quite interesting to sort of see that style. It's not going to stop. It's probably going to continue to filter down.
You're right, Alan, because in the 90s in England, in England in the 90s and early 2000s, every goalie was being coached like Simon Mason. And exactly. every coach was looking for a 6'5" giant of a goalkeeper with hands up and that technical kind of style. And you're right. And I know that last week Jimmy said actually that, he enjoyed actually, if a goalie, he likes diving around, he likes making the big diving saves. And he encourages goalkeepers to do that, and it should be fun, I know Quico likes to dive.
It's logic.
And I think Jimmy said, if you're going to make a save look good, make it look really good, and make it look cool. So, and I think that's definitely. I mean, we've probably got some young goalkeepers listening, some kids and stuff. So, I think really important to remember that it should be fun, and making a save look good and feel good is really important as well.
But what I learned from, not from years of keeping, but from years of coaching keepers, is if there is a goalie that had their own style, let him to use their own style. Just change some things that can help to be a better coach, but not try to change everything, because then.
And that's one thing that is important. And I'm remembering what Mark Hickman said the last chat, that it's very important. Finally, you are going to get the style of the goalie, and if it's a top goalie, maybe better, of the goalie you see every week playing in your club. So the kids in Negara, in our club, probably will get Quico's style, because they look up to him, and they are watching him playing one week after the other. And then it's very important to have a reference near you in your club, if it's possible, in your club or in a club near yours. In my case, when I was younger, when I was 14, 15, there was a goalie, a very good goalie, who was Pepe Good. I don't know if you remember him. He played in Olympics in Los Angeles in 1984. He didn't play in my club. He played in Atlético Tarrasa, which is the rival club of our town in Tarrasa. But I always went, whenever I could, every week. I always went to watch him playing, because he was the best in that time, and for me was I learned a lot from him, only just watching him playing every Sunday. And I think it's very important to have reference, to have people you can look up to, and that these goalies are near you.
That's also partly why we called our business Hero, because I kind of always believe when you're a kid, especially, the goalie can be the hero of the day, but also it's important to have your heroes and role models to look up to. So that's kind of why we went for that name. Now, this brings me nicely on to the next part. I want to quickly talk about your inspirations. Now, I know Ramon has already told me last week that Ian Taylor was one of the guys that he looked up to growing up. Yeah. Alan and I always have a bit of an argument, because he is very much a Vogels. He thinks Vogel is the best, and I like Janssen. and that's always an ongoing row that we have.
Debate.
Sorry, debate. Yeah, debate, not an argument. It's debate. Very yeah. So, but you guys, what was your inspiration, and who were the players that you really looked up to growing up? And even now, you might have people that you love to watch. I know Jimmy said he loves to watch Van Ash and likes that style. I'm sure even at the top level, there's guys that you actually quite admire, or you quite like the style of their play. Ramon, so Ian Taylor, just go on from there for me.
Well, as I said, when I was younger, I looked at Pepa Good, who was a Spanish very good goalkeeper. Also, Ian Taylor, but it was more difficult for me to see him performing because, I had to get videos and watch him on TV. And then I always, as I said before, I have always been inspired by Dutch goalies, and I think that one Dutch goalie that is not often mentioned, but I think he was a very, very good goalie and was world champion, was Frank Leistra. I don't know if you remember him. He was world champion in 1990, and he was a really, really very good goalie. And of course, Ronald Jansen and many other goalies that have been performing at a very, very high level.
Yeah, and Quico?
And actual goalies, and about the actual goalies, I like I like Quico, of course. I like
it's the same club,
I think
same nation.
A good goalie. Irving Black, I think, is also a good goalie. Yes, of course, and of course, the Belgian goalie is also a very, very good goalie, and he has had a very important role in the success of his team, of course.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Well, about me, of course, my reference was Ramon. So I have been like 15 years playing hockey in Egara. He was the former goalie of a national Spanish team and the former goalie of my club. So that was my reference. He was always there. He was in important matches. We just remember some minutes ago, 1996 and 1998, but also in every derby, in every final with Club Egara. So yeah, he was there, and that's what I went to be when I was when I growing up. I want to be like Ramon, so that was my reference. And after years, I was really impressive with I have to say, and it's a good friend of mine with Jaap Stockman from Holland. That so tall guy, so relaxing style in the goal. So he was there like I'm not here, worry. But when the ball comes, bam, one arm, one leg. Really fast and really calm, and I don't know if I can say that, but I'm gonna say it. He told me once, why you train so hard and so much? Like keeping it easy, you don't need to train. You stay at the goal. The ball comes, you save it. Easy. Of course, he was joking, but that defines the way that he understands the keeping and the difference that I had. If I don't feel that I training 100%, I don't feel comfortable in the wall, and he didn't need that. So I want to say, and about Jansen and Goose Boggles, for me I'm with Alan. For me it's Goose Boggles. I think that's because I play against Goose, and I played the years that he was much better than me. So I can learn a lot from that. And nowadays you say in the beginning, hey boys, we are with the two of greatest goalies, etc. Yeah, I think there are a lot of greatest goalies, but you have to find the moment. And I remember a lot of moments. We already talked about Benas. These last 2 years of Benas are fucking crazy. For me, I mean, he can stop many different balls, but when in one matches that we played in the European in Belgium, I can see from him like 3 or 4 saves that the balls, it was a corners, but the balls never goes straight to the goal. Always touch on the foot of the defender, on the stick of the attacker, and he still save it. So then is when I said, okay, this man is on now. But we can talk on 2015 about David Carr. That year was incredible, and also on 2015 about the Canadian goalie with a different style. I'm never gonna play hockey like that because it's like a ice hockey goalie, but he stops every single ball this year. So it was Carter, crazy.
Carter?
Carter, yeah, Carter, exactly with the
just very sort of legs using the pads more as a block more than anything else.
Yeah, but
effective.
You saw, it's really effective. You saw that, and how this guy do that? Oh, I don't know. I can remember some years ago, Chekovi, that he stand on the goal and say, he's not gonna stop every ball. He's not gonna stop the ball. Bam, he stop it. One after one, stop it always. Yeah, it's like, okay, so it's. I think all the goalies that are on top can be the best goalies of the world one time. To find when they have the feeling, when they are in flow. So
that's cool. And I agree. When you're having a really good day and everything's working for you.
Yeah.
Then,
exactly, because you got it. You train every day for that, so you got it. But you need that day. But when it's not only a day and it's for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, then you say, okay, this man counts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the Rio Olympics, I think Maddie Hinch was like that. She just had a really good tournament. Everything worked. She just felt confident.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you cannot say Maddie now is not much better than in Rio. No, she is. Of course she is. But she had then, and
I think you could probably say it started the year before as well, didn't it, in the Europeans, and sort of that's where the name started to stick, and then it continued into the next year. So when they won the Europeans in 2015, and then moved on to the Olympics in 2016, actually you could look at it year on year and actually say, she's probably one of the main reasons that they won both those championships.
Yeah, guys, I just want to move it on slightly. I'm really conscious that Quico has probably got a match tomorrow and needs to get to bed.
Cool. No, it's on Sunday, but okay.
Okay, so the question we want to talk about now is the mental part of goalkeeping. Last week, Mark Hickman called it error recovery. So how we actually, in the game, how we kind of reset our mind and forget about maybe a mistake or a goal. And I know that young kids, or actually goalkeepers of all ages, will be interested to hear what you guys think about how you reset your mind and how you kind of play the game without thinking about what's just happened. Quico, what's your kind of approach when it comes to the mental side of the game?
Well, I have mainly three approaches. One is it doesn't matter who's who's in front, because the ball is always the same. So don't focus who is shooting the ball, because who's kicking the ball, because the ball is always the same. The second one is to be relaxed, but to be a little bit up. a little bit with energy that give you to move quickly and to be focused. Okay, so every goalie knows how to do it. And the third one is, and this is a good question that one psychologist did to me, and it's take 5 minutes to think how you're gonna stop a ball from an action that passed 2 minutes ago. How you gonna stop that ball? Take 5 minutes to that. So finally, conclusion is it's impossible. You're not gonna stop that ball because it's in the past. So what you could do? Then the second question is, what you gonna do with that? And the answer is nothing. I cannot do nothing. Okay, why are you losing your time thinking about that? And then you're focused for next action and go for the next minute. And well, that's my basics. But it's not a basic that once alive somebody tell you and then that's on. For me, a mental part of a goalie is like the legs, it's like the arms. You have to train it. Train on yourself, train on a psychologist, I don't know, but train it. And do you know, because that was a lot of help from me. Do you know Santi Fresha? Of course.
Yeah.
I assume everyone knows. Okay.
Yeah.
So Santi, to me, a lot of years ago, told me, "Hey, Quico, look at that book. Take that book and read it." And that was fantastic and was a real helpful for a mental part. The book, don't remember the author, but the book was the Inner Game of Tennis. I think it was the Inner Game of Tennis. So the book talks about how the tennis player play against himself because he is always alone, and I think it's pretty similar about what a goalie can feel alone in the goal. And yeah, there are good advancement there.
I'm going to go and find that book tomorrow.
Okay, the author is English. Yeah, he's an English writer, but okay. I cannot remember the name.
I will hunt it down. Don't worry. Ramon, what's your thoughts on the mental side of the game?
Well, my thoughts on the mental part. You improve it with experience, with years and years. When you are younger, you make a mistake and then you get down. But with the more experience you get, the less the mistakes affects you. That's my experience. And another point, another important point, I think, is that you don't have to make mistakes. You must reduce the mistakes to zero. But if you make a mistake, it doesn't have to affect you, and it will not affect you if you in a way if you have more experience. The more experience you get, the less it will affect you, and that's the way of improving is playing more games, more years, and when you are getting older and older, you improve this part of the game. And now I think the age of the goalies, of the top goalies, is increasing, and I think in part is for this reason, because the experience for a goalie is I think it's every time more important.
Can I just say, Quico, a friend of mine, you might know, Jade Bloomfield from Hockey World News, just messaged me a picture of the book.
Okay, cool. Cool. So you got it.
The author is W. Timothy Galway. And it's on Amazon. So I will for £13. I'll be
order it now. Be there by tomorrow.
I just want to finish. I want to finish with one quick thing, and this is a really important part, I think. This has caused much discussion in England with the people I've talked to about it. Is the goalkeeper just a member of the team, or is the goalkeeper an individual within the team? Because obviously the goalkeeper is very different in the position and the mindset. You're kind of on your own sometimes, but you are also part of the team. Alan's smiling because I feel really strongly that for me the goalie is different and should be kind of treated differently. But I guess in a team dynamic, you are just in the team. So, Quico, what's your thoughts on that? Are you an individual in the team or just part of the team?
No, of course I'm part of the team, and I win with the team. I lost with the team. I train with the team, but absolutely true also is that the goalie needs different treatment. Well, in fact, from a point of view, every player needs a different treatment, and
True.
that's the basics, of equality, because nobody is equal, because nobody have to. I mean, nobody needs the same treatment, but in particular, the goalie needs a really different treatment. Yeah, for example, we have many examples. Obviously, examples, but simple examples. The boys always told me, "Hey, you never pick up balls," and I always say, "Hey, I'm gonna pick up balls when I'm finished. You're gonna wait me to go home that I take out my pads. No, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm not picking up balls." Yeah. That's a simple one, but it's different. Hey, come on, you always do your own training and that you are happier, but because they know that we enjoy a lot our own trainer with the other goalie, with Ramon. And what about us? Yes, what I say, okay, what you want from me? Yeah, you stay on the wall and I shoot you. Yeah, but this is not for of course it's for happiness, but this is not your hobby. We have to win the league. So in the all the league or in all the Olympians, nobody's gonna shot me from the top of the D. Why you want to shot me? And you're not gonna shot from the top of the D. So I need to tell you what's gonna happen in the match like you. So please go there and practice defense and not shot. So everybody has his own training, and yeah. But I don't know. I'm saying we are part of the team. We have to be part of the team. But the truth is that I'm always do what I wanna. And sometimes I'm not go for the team meeting because I have to go to the toilet or I have to go to drink water. Doesn't matter. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have a correct answer.
Yeah, no, I like that. Do what you want, goalies. Goalies are special. Just do what you want. It's fine. Ramon, was it the same for you?
I agree absolutely. I agree with Quico. We are specialists inside included in a team sport, and we have to practice our skills apart of the rest of the players because our mission is absolutely different, and we can use our hands, we can use our feet, and the practice have to be absolutely different. We are not absolutely a part of the team, but we are a special members of the team, and we need a special, of course, and a special treatment. I agree absolutely with Quico.
Yeah, and it have to be like that, because if you don't give a special treatment to goalie, what a crazy guy is gonna take a pad and is gonna go in the goal with the balls going that 140 against you and pick this back all your life on your back. Nobody's gonna do that if it's not a special thing.
Absolutely,
because the goalie plays a starring role in the game for the good and for the bad as well. Sometimes
that's true.
A good goalie can make you win a lot of games, and that sometimes happens. But also a bad goalie can make you lose them. So you have to, if you are a coach, a team coach, you have to treat well your goalie because it's your interest. Because he can or she can make you, can give you, or can bring the success to the team.
Great. That's a really good question. I think I enjoyed talking about that. Can I just ask you guys, what do you do with all your old kit? Because Alan, in his shed, has a TK museum of goalie kit going back about 20 years. He's got all the different colours, all the range going back to about 1997. And he's very proud of it. It's all in colour order. It's all, you know, his wife's not allowed in there. It's men only, boys only. What's that?
Alan, that's true, or Keir is kidding?
No, not kidding. I'm embarrassed to say no. I've got quite a lot of old pets that either so they didn't get much use, so
we would like to see it. We would like to see the picture or something.
Yeah, chuck it on the group, Alan. We want to see the picture.
I'll put it on. Important. I might need it someday. I might need it. You never know.
Yeah. Alan does the washing up in his pads and kickers. That's the thing. It's like,
now you're going overboard.
Very quickly, we've got a couple of questions before. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know you're all very busy. Quick question here. Good friend of mine from Scotland, Jerry McGuinness. What's the best pitch or the best stadium that you played in?
Ramon?
I have two special pictures where I have enjoyed a lot playing there. The first one, National Stadium, Lahore, playing against Pakistan with 60,000 people shouting without stop. And that's an incredible experience. When you are playing there against Pakistan, you try to talk to your defense 1 meter distance, and he cannot hear you. It's impossible because the crowd is all the time shouting, and it's incredible. And nowadays, sadly, is difficult to play there because Pakistan, I think. They have lost a bit of level, and that's a sad news for hockey in general, I think. And the other place where there's always a special atmosphere for playing, and it's a place where you enjoy playing there, is of course Wagener Stadium in Amsterdam. A great place to play.
Great. I think that's where the Euros is this summer. Is that the same place?
It is. I think so.
Yeah, well, I've not been there. So hopefully, I will see that myself.
It's absolutely great place to play.
But this stadium, Wagener Stadium, has been renewed, and they have made a remodelation or some.
I've been in the new one, but the atmosphere is still the same.
Quico, in the old one,
but
in the old one with a booth, and there were, I remember, booth benches.
Yeah,
and there was a very special atmosphere always there, and it was very funny to play there.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is a good atmosphere in Amsterdam, but I absolutely disagree that it's one of my best. Last time there was a 7-1 for Holland, so and that one was one of my best matches. So imagine. But I agree with Ramon about Lahore. I was lucky to play there in 2004, play a Champions Trophy, one of the last Champions Trophy that we won. With the Spanish team, we won, and it was. I don't know. Everything was incredible. We were practicing. There's a good history. We were practicing in Chandigarh, just next door, but in India, and we crossed to Pakistan on foot because the bus was not allowed to cross. and we cross to Pakistan on foot at the 4 a.m. of the night, and then we take another bus. We arrive finally to Lahore, and and the next day when you enter on this stadium with it was impossible to listen in anything about that, and finally we won. So that's one of my favorites.
Fantastic.
And, I don't know. Not in other special.
Okay,
In
that's
Plado Bonaire.
Plado Bonaire. PBA. It's our beach.
It's our club beach.
Yeah. Do you like Lee Valley as a place? Do you like the London Lee Valley Stadium?
Yeah, of course. Any stadium, and in this case also that was like an Olympic place. It's always special to be back there.
Okay, last question, guys. This is from Andy Gout. What advice would you give to a young goalkeeper who's just starting out as a goalkeeper at the beginning of their sort of goalkeeping journey?
Quico.
Ramon?
Yeah.
Quico?
Quico.
Well, it's really simple. We were talking for almost more than an hour, like styles, like mental training, like how to move, reaction training hard, be on the top. But all this shit is not important if you are not enjoying what you do. So the advice with a young goalie is, please enjoy playing hockey, and enjoy the life, and enjoy what you are doing. This is the most important part. If you're not enjoying when you are in the goal, the rest of the shit that we play doesn't count.
Agreed. Yeah, got to be fun. Otherwise, what's the point? Ramon.
Yeah, I agree. It's enjoying is a very part of it's a very important part of the game and of the sport in general. And it doesn't matter what sport do you practice. And another thing, it's as we said before, the goalie has a special role in the team, and they have to feel important in the team, and that's something that can motivate the kids in starting playing as a goalie.
Yeah, thank you for that. And Alan, one last thing.
I don't think there really needs to be anything added to that. I think the biggest thing is it has to be fun, doesn't it? It's a hard enough position having to sort of think about everything without it being. If it's not fun, then there's absolutely no point. So I think Quico kind of hit the nail on the head with that one. As long as it's fun, it's good.
Yeah. Fantastic. That is a really lovely place to end our call. And I would love to thank you guys for joining us, Quico and Ramon. Really cannot express my gratitude to you enough. And thank you very much for giving up your time. And we wish you the best of luck for the Euros. And the best of luck for the Olympics. And we will very much be supporting you all the way, Quico, apart from when you play against Wales.
Yeah. We will see each other.
I'll probably.
We will. I will. Yeah, I'm going to use something to give to Ramon. So I'm going to pass Ramon's gift through you. Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Okay,
guys. Thank you very much. If you are, sorry, Ramon. Yes. Thank you to everyone that's joined us this evening. We've had lots and lots of people online and following us, and there's been some great feedback. Quico, you are without doubt, one of the world's best goalkeepers, and we will always be supporters of you, and we'll be cheering your name from the side. Good luck for the future, and Ramon, good luck coaching him.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Was a great time, eh?
Great.
Sorry to talk too much, but that's the way it goes. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.